So every time I face a new Goliath, I remember of the battles I have won before. Every time I am faced with a new Goliath, I am reminded of what I did growing up, because what I did growing up prepared me for this moment. A lot of us have given up in life, not because we were never prepared, but because we listened to people who never knew our story. We listened to people who had no idea about what we grew up doing. We listened to people like Saul. Saul did not know that David grew up taking care of sheep, and one day he killed a lion. Saul did not know that. Hello everybody, welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Damaris Powell, and if today happens to be your first time coming to our channel, you are welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. On today's episode of Wisdom Wednesday, I will be sharing with you something very special to me, so don't go anywhere. So before we get started, turn to your neighbor and tell them you have been ready for this. Turn to your husband if you are in your house. Tell your husband, honey, you have been ready for this. So my husband is standing here with me. I want to start with him. Hi baby, you have been ready for this.
I have been ready for this, y'all.
Yeah, so you have been ready for this. So I don't know what you are doing now or what you want to do. Before you get there, know that you have been ready for it. Don't let anybody discourage you. Don't let anybody stop you or tell you otherwise. If you wanna apply for that job opportunity, go there with confidence, because you have been ready for this. When you know that you have been ready for this, nobody else will tell you otherwise. When you know that you grew up preparing for this moment, you will not allow anybody to tell you otherwise. Let's go to the scripture. 1 Samuel chapter 17 verse 32 says, David said to Saul, let no one lose heart on account of this Philistine. Your servant will go and fight him. Saul replied, you are not able to go against this Philistine and fight him. You are only a young man, and he has been a warrior from his youth. Saul gave two reasons why David couldn't fight Goliath. He said, you are only a little man, a small boy. But this Philistine has been a warrior since his youth. You know one thing that happened? The reason why Saul knew that the Philistine had been a warrior since his youth is because the Philistine's story was recorded. The Philistine's story was captured. The Philistine's history was recorded. He has always been known as a fighter, as a warrior. Whereas David's story was never recorded. His story was never popular. His story was never recorded in anything. So nobody knew that even though his story was never recorded, he was also a warrior. There are some people whose stories have been recorded. People whom, if they turn on social media, you will see their stories written all over the place. But when it comes to you, nobody knows about your own experience. Some people have good resumes, but when it comes to you, nobody knows about yours. But the thing is, it is not about the resume though. It is about your ability to work. There are some people who have great resumes, but they cannot do the job. Whereas there are some people who do not have resumes, but they are able to do it. Some people have great resumes, but they cannot do the job. So Goliath had a great resume. People knew him as a fighter, whereas David did not have any resume. However, he had been a warrior too from childbirth. So today I want to remind you something. You grew up preparing for this moment. Where you grew up prepared you for this moment. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You alone know your story. So let me read David's response to you in verse 34. But your servant has been keeping his father's sheep. When a lion or a bear came and carried off a sheep from the flock, I went after it, struck it, and rescued the sheep from its mouth. When it turned on me, I seized it by its hair, struck it, and killed it. Your servant has killed both the lion and the bear. This uncircumcised Philistine will be like one of them. When you know your story. So let me tell you guys something. A lot of people ask me why I am so proud of my village, because if you ask me, Damaris, where are you from? There is no two answer. The only answer is I grew up in Mark for Simondi. That is my village. That is my pride. I am proud to have grew up there because my village prepared me for this moment. I did not just become. My village prepared me for this moment. So every time I face a new Goliath, I remember of the battles I have won before. Every time I am faced with a new Goliath, I am reminded of what I did growing up, because what I did growing up prepared me for this moment. A lot of us have given up in life, not because we were never prepared, but because we listened to people who never knew our story. We listened to people who had no idea about what we grew up doing. We listened to people like Saul. Saul did not know that David grew up taking care of sheep, and one day he killed a lion. Saul did not know that. You alone know your story. You know where you are coming from. You know the battles that you have won. 2 days ago, my little sister called me and said, "Sis, I am so happy that I grew up in the village. We grew up in the village together." I asked her why. He said, "Because I just don't feel like giving up again, because let me tell you, back then in the village, we used to carry big bags like this on our head. You will carry big bags like this on your head and to climb tall, to climb very long mountains. And when you get to the top, guess what? You will slide and fall, and your bag will roll over down to the valley where you came from. A lot of the times when we get to the mountain with this big potato bag, the thing will fall and roll back down. We have to go back and carry it from the bottom. That taught us patience. It taught us to be resilient. It taught us to never give up. It taught me to never quit. I don't have nothing, absolutely nothing can stop me, because I know my God. Before David got to that battleground, he said, "I know who my God is." So stop listening to people and listen to God, and also remember your story. Hold your story as your pride. Your story is the reason why you will make it in life. If you forget your story, you have lost the thing already. Because most of the things that you are going to achieve in your life will be related to how you grew up. It will be related to what you did growing up. So you did not just start here. It started a long time ago. So for you to start that ministry, you gotta learn to not just listen to everybody, but to listen to the voice of God and your own voice. A lot of people have shut down their own voices because of what they are hearing from people who never knew their story. Own your story. Know that you have always been ready for this. Start that channel. Start that blog. Start that podcast. Start that business. Go into that career. Do that thing. And let me tell you, you have always been ready for this. You have always been ready for this. Thank you for watching this episodes of Wisdom Wednesday. If this has inspired you, consider sharing, consider subscribing, like this video, and also hit the bell button so that you'll be notified. We post here every Wednesday. My husband will be posting next Wednesday, so we kind of rotate. I hope this has blessed you. Go out there and be the warrior that you are. Go out there and be the winner that you are. Go out there and conquer. You have always been ready for this. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Bye-bye.